What is up, people, and welcome back to the channel. Right, so where we are now, turbo chassis is sitting there with, and I've been mocking up a sort of steering column positioning just to get a rough idea of where the steering wheel needs to be, and he needs it to be a bit shorter, so I'm saying around about the end of it here. This isn't how we're going to run this car. So we've got our central position and we've got enough turn up on our rack, but we are actually running power steering on this car. So he's sent me over some more bits. So this is the same power steering system I use on my booster. So you can just fit this straight off, but I modified the crap out of mine. But I'm going to try and leave this one as stock as possible to make replacements easier in the future if it fails. You have to take all this off. This tube just knocks out, in that slips out, then you have to cut the end of the shaft off, put the end of the shaft on. Mine, I had to cut this down, shorten this body down, and then shorten all this shaft in here, and it took ages to make it that short, basically from there to about here. So this one I'm going to try and get it to go on as easily as possible. And when you buy one of these, you need to buy one with the ECU. And then the ECU controller plugs on. So you've got your positive and negative feed, which is this one. And then the controller for these just plugs straight into there. So you get rid of this plug, the controller goes in there, bosh, yeah, works well. So, and he's brought me this pedal box. This is a comp brake system, and this is the one he likes. It's the one he wanted to use, so it's the one that's going in the car. So we've also got to mount this. So now we know where the seat's going, we roughly know where the steering wheel's going. We can work out exactly where we want our pedal box to go, yeah? So ideally, you want your brake pedal in roughly in the middle of the seat. So maybe slightly off to the right, because you want your right leg, which is your braking leg, to be as straight as possible with the brake pedal. So then you just leave your heel where it is, throttle, brake, throttle, brake. So we know it's going to be somewhere around about there-ish, should we say. So I need to get this power steering motor up as high as I can out the way. Then this will be higher, so the steering wheel will be more flat. So it's like this, not like this, because he wants it more square. So I want to try and get this as high as I can here. So I need to get the motor high. So this is like really the last couple of jobs for me. Also, I'm going to get one of these, chop it in half, and we're going to run it from the rack mount down to this point, and a bar coming from there across to here to basically he wants to attach his aluminium to it, and then he can give me a little bit, and then I'll probably triangulate from the other side of this tube down there somewhere. Yeah, so we've got a bit more triangulation going on, but this is strong as shit as it is now. It doesn't need anything else in it really. Nice large triangles to spread the load. You are fully welded all around. This is solid as rock. The way that needs 3 more is because it runs through tower bolts, so the subframe is separate to the chassis, where this is just solid. You know what I mean? So yeah, we've got to mount that, mount the power steering, do this, and then this chassis can go off to Custom Minis to be finished up. Right, let's get cracking, shall we? I think what I might do first of all is mock up where the pedal box is going to go using that column, and then it gives me an idea of where the space is for the power steering. So there we have got plenty of room as well for our masters, yeah, to fit in, which is quite good. Let me just grab a master. So this is a wheel wood. They're all pretty much the same length, ain't they? So if we put that in there, just there, look. Could still go in a little bit more, but the pedal's in the way. Just move the pedals out of the way. Yeah, that'll be nice. It may benefit me just to make it so the cylinders are just in. To be honest, that is a really good fit, because the alley work's going to be probably off this side or this side, one or the two. If I make it so they're on the inside of this side, then the alley sheet that goes across there can just be one. Yeah, so I need to make a framework. So it's just going to be a simple box section framework. As always, I'll probably over-engineer the shit out of that. Right, so I'm going to knock up something for there and I'll bring you back. See you in a minute. Right, so that is where the pedal box is going to live. So we are inside, and that's where I want it to be. That's where I think is the best. So the brake pedal is just right hand side, because you're looking that way, of the centre of the seat, which is ideal where your leg is. Clutch, throttle off to the right. So we're going to knock up a framework for underneath here to hold it down. There is two more fixings there, which is better. So we're going to knock up 1 inch box framework, and then my plate on the top of it, and then work out whether I'm going to drill and tap, which I probably will drill and tap, and that will be that in place. So now you've seen what I've started to do here. We need it to be an awful lot shorter, so I'm gonna have to modify this tail end like I did on the other one. So we've got to strip it down, and we've got to basically this comes out, as you've probably seen. Right, so we've got to undo these nuts. That's what pressure puts these two bearings under tension. So we undo the nuts, take this off, shorten this casing, like hopefully take that much out of it, and then recut these threads onto the shaft inside, and then we need to weld the correct end in here, which we've ordered some. I haven't actually got them to do to 3/4 inch 36 spline for the mini setup. So it's got to have one put on this end, then either weld the column straight onto that end, or we need a second one on this end with another UJ. But we won't be able to see exactly where this is going to go until this is shortened to as much small as I can, because the space here is very limited. But we're going to do that in the next video. Well, a separate video of just machining, because it takes hours to do this. Right, so that's going to be a time video. All I'm going to do here now is finish up the box section and plate it. I might put some plate on the top just to help spread the load. I've got some nice here, some 4. That'll be nice. So put that on, drill and tap both, sandwich it. That ain't going to go nowhere then. Yeah, so we're going to make up a little framework there. Bish, bash, bosh. Pedal box in the Turbo 1 chassis.